napaka masustansya ng It's Showtime. But again, sadly, maybe not even sadly, perhaps talaga redirected siya. He was saying na nagkakasakit siya because of the stress. Nahihirapan siya to make decisions, lalo na maggugong. To be honest, I'm hoping na makabalik siya. Natalo rin siya, pero the charisma, that was really shocking. And until now, hindi na nakukuha yung gustong gawin ng It's Showtime. What is important right now is to do research. Hindi kailangan mag-memorize talaga. Okay mga Kuya-Kuy, this is Kuya Mike, ang Kuya News America, and this is for the Kuya-Kuy list. What should I call this? Ibang It's Showtime ang nangyayari ngayon. It's very exciting actually, yung mga pagbabago at yung mga pinupush forward ng It's Showtime. So, two things ang nangyayari right now, and I would call it napaka masustansya ng It's Showtime. It's different. It's like an enhanced It's Showtime. Number one, ang pag-usapan muna natin is yung ongoing na resbakan. Okay? So these are the best of the best singers na mga dumaan sa mga iba-ibang series ng kompetensya sa It's Showtime. Whether yung mga bata, mga TNT Kids, yung regular, tapos meron pang mga sa students. Okay? Meron pang mga duets. It's just about time na after 5 years na kung saan nanalo si Mr. Michael Garcia. 5 years, 2019 somehow. At na kung saan kasama pa doon yung talagang nakikita mo yung mapuso na lumalaban, Sofronio Vasquez. But again, sadly, maybe not even sadly, perhaps talaga redirected siya na mapunta sa ibang competition, and yun nga, nanalo na siya ng The Voice USA. So, doon nakita natin yung puso at even yung galing, na napansin nga ni Ray Valera during that time sa resbakan na yun. I think he was just third runner-up. I think third, second was si Jex de Castro. Oh, by the way, I was able to watch the Bernadette Zambrano interview with Ray Valera. So, speaking of which, Ray Valera, na kung saan na hindi na natin nakikita sa It's Showtime bilang kurado. Unfortunately, probably, he has his reasons. Dahil nakita natin talaga nagkakasakit si Ray Valera. He was saying na nagkakasakit siya because of the stress that he was undergoing during the time as hurado. Dahil nga parang nahihirapan siya to make decisions, lalo na maggugong. Ganun pala yun kahirap. And true enough, it can change yung mga reputation. Kahit sabihin natin dapat hindi, ng mga nagong ng mga contenders na ito. So, yun ang sabi niya, kaya nagkakasakit daw siya because of that particular stress. So, to be honest, I'm hoping na makabalik siya. But just the same, so tuloy na tuloy ito yung resbakan na tuna ito, and was so excited. 48 contenders divided into 4 groups. Okay? Agimat, puro letter A. Agimat, Amihan, Alon, and then Alab. Ayan. Okay? So, 12 for each group. Nakita ko yung mga parang gusto ko makita actually, na kagaya ni Ayeji Paredes. I was excited na makabalik siya. I'm really hoping, yung nga lang dun sa kanyang laban, unfortunately natalo siya. But still, who knows? Because itong format nila dun sa Resbakan 2, which is, I feel, more exciting, more interesting. There were like 3 groups nung panahon ni Sofronio. This time, 4. And then yung luck of the draw, dun mo makikita kung sino-sino, almost random, kung sino ang mapipili na magkakalaban on the daily rounds. So, and kung sino ang pinakakulelat amongst the group, mawawala. As in, hindi na makalaban yung grupo na yon. kung sino man ang manalo at kung sino ang pinakamataas sa dami ng winners sa daily rounds, yung buong grupo naman pwedeng bumalik. So I like it. I like that format. Pero again, may mga bago na nakita ko talagang wow, ang gagaling. Okay, number 1 was Vensor. Although Vensor, natalo rin siya, pero the charisma, very emotional, no, very strong yung kanyang pagkanta nung handog ni Florante. So good luck. But aside from that, dahil right now it is a very strong segment, of course, yung tawag ng tanghalan. Pero what is also exciting is yung accidental na paggawa ng bagong segment, which is yung Quiz V, na alam natin it was an offshoot dun sa pa-contest nila, na dun sa Sexy Babe, no, yung question na yun na hindi nakasagot itong yung contestant at parang hindi alam kung ano talaga ang COMELEC. That was really shocking na hindi alam yung Commission on Elections at kung anong ginagawa ng Commission on Elections. Because of that, napaisip talaga si Vice, no, na parang what is going on sa ating mga kabataan? Ano bang nakukuha nila in terms of information? So, gumawa ng pa-contest itong si Vice just like that, no? Bilis. And I think it was really a hit because it was almost random, instantaneous, parang filler pa nga eh. So I hope it continues. It doesn't have to be like a formal segment. Make it like really informal, yung ganon. Kasi sabi nga at one point, there was an interview as well during this brouhaha na kung saan bakit hindi gumawa ng parang quiz show na segment. And sadly, sabi nga ni Vice, parang hindi nag-hit sa mga manunood. I think they tried, and there was a segment na kung saan by decades, I think, yung mga pa-quiz nila, it fell short. No? Bigla na lang nawala, natanggal. There was a time pa nga sumasayaw si Vong, no, ng mga dance craze on a particular decade. Probably that was the reason na biglang nasabi na hindi nag-click-click sa Showtime. Pero so far, pag make it random, make it parang filler na lang itong nangyayari. So, naging teacher ang ating Meme Vice na mga questions niya are talagang parabang easy, supposedly, of DPWH, pero and yet UPWH. Tungkol sa Panatang Kabayan, na alam natin talagang na-tweak na yan, no, ng panahon pa ni Raul Roco as Department of Education Secretary. Pero I think may panibago na namang changes ang ginawa sa Panatang Makabayan. Yung mga controversial na mga questions, no, pati ICC, International Criminal Court, and then ABS-CBN na sinabing ilang beses o 2 beses actually na pinasara. Okay, so those are kind of like political, no? Pero and yet, it's legitimate, they're legitimate questions. At the same time, maraming tatanong, no? And until now, no, hindi na nakukuha yung gustong gawin ng It's Showtime. Maganda rin na may stock knowledge. COMELEC, DPWH, pero yung paggamit ng cellphone, okay? It's just like using an encyclopedia na naghahanap ka, nagre-research ka, because what is important right now is to do research. Yun ang pinaka-importante. Even nung high school ako, we were not, during my time in Ateneo de Manila, high school, hindi sa amin pinapamemorize yung mga facts. More of being very analytical. Using the facts. Hindi kailangan mag-memorize talaga. Pero you need to find out and research kung ano talaga ang tama at real in terms of information based on who's giving that information. Kung alam mong mukhang masagwa, mukhang fake news itong at walang credibility ang tao na to or yung site na ito, kuidaw ka na, alis ka na. Because that is giving you false information. So, it is very important na marunong ka mag-research. marunong kang maging kritikal kung saan impormasyon na pinanggagalingan itong nababasa mo. Okay? So you will have to question that. And kailangan talaga magawa natin yun. As Filipinos, as educated person, no? Not only in the Philippines, but all around the world. Hindi lang yung konsumo tayo ng fake news. Alright, so until next time, again, to po si Kuya Mike of the Kuya Koy List.